Hi, today I'm going to go through a quick tutorial about how I go about adding life and character to my dungeons. In my previous video, I talked about how I built this particular layout. I started with a sketch, had some ideas about what each of these rooms are. So now we're going to bring these corridors and these rooms to life. Um, so the set I will be using today is a set I created, and it can be purchased on the Roll20 website. And I'll leave a link to that in the description. But I'm going to talk about just how I go about using that. So the thing I'm going to do is zoom in a bit, and I also want to make sure that I'm on the map and background, so we can put all of these elements in the background. Next thing I'm going to do is go to my library. It's this little star here. Now if you purchase the set, you'll find all of your components under here, but I have these in my library already. So what I want this to do, let's actually go back to the map here. So if you take a look at here, we have the entrance. The adventurers will come in here, and this first room will kind of be I want it to be like a wine cellar or a cellar of some kind. And then as they progress through this dungeon, it's just kind of a storage space, a lot of crates and barrels just kind of lying around. And then, so that's kind of the entranceway there. I want this to be a little guard, maybe like a guard quarters. And then I've got a couple ideas for these subrooms. Let's get started on the first piece there. So I'm going to go through and just start bringing some things in. So I'm going to bring in some barrels, some stacked barrels, and then just a regular barrel. And like I said, I want that guard room, so I'm going to bring in these beds. And I also just want maybe a little barrel too. So let's start with that. So we're going to start moving these around. So I have all my components in here. This first one, I'm just going to put these barrels up against a wall, and they're actually already scaled pretty well. One thing I noticed when I built this is I have this light here that doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. Just hit delete. We're going to move it there, and if you see, it kind of doesn't snap up close against that wall. So what I do is, this is actually a really great hotkey here, is if you click on it and drag it and hit Option, you can place it without snapping it to a grid. So I'm going to place that right there. So that's Option on a Mac, and then Alt, I believe, on a PC. I'm going to scale this barrel down. Throw him there. So these are like little kegs, these ones. So they're kind of smaller. But we're going to just, again, I'm hitting Alt to kind of putting that, just a little off center. I think the more asymmetry you have in a dungeon, kind of the better it feels. I'm just going to move that up so it's not so close to that door there. Alright, let's scale these beds. These beds seem pretty small. So I'm going to scale those up again. Now I'm scaling it up, but I'm hitting Option. So again, it doesn't snap to the grid. And I can get that to be just about the size I want it to be. And we'll scale this guy up too. A little bit more. Option, and we'll place. That's maybe a little too big. Alright, great. I got a guard room, kind of a corridor, or kind of a storage room here. One thing I'm going to do is I have these lights here. If I right click on these, I can say bring to front, and what that's going to do is kind of create lighting on the bed that's a little bit more natural. Alright, so let's move down the hall. So this hall, like I said, kind of wants to be filled with maybe some kind of storage. Also this room right here, I'm going to bring in a couple of components, but I want this to be like a secret passageway. So I'm going to actually put a sewer grate in here that kind of leads to this one. So if the adventurers come in through this door, they have a second option instead of maybe fighting their way down this hallway. They can maybe sneak through that way. Just giving some options for this particular campaign. So like I said, we're going to want that sewer grate. And this is the open grate. And like I said, I want maybe just some crate components here. So I got some crates, some kind of broken crate, maybe this empty barrel here. And let's give that a go. Alright, so these grades came in scaled, but I do need to Option or Alt click and get them to position correctly. And so that's going to be great. They come in this door and they can go into this, this passageway. Again, I'm going to bring these lights to the front. So again, you can see it kind of creates some nice lighting on top of that grate, so it just maybe looks a little bit more natural. You know, just kind of place those there. Oop, grab the wrong thing. So that scales down great. And let's actually, oh, I had that barrel. Where'd that go? Here it is. Scale him down, and I'm going to option click and just get a little bit closer there. I kind of don't want everything to be centered. And I am liking that. We just have 2 more rooms. So this is going to be like kind of a common room. So I'm going to bring in some tables and things to kind of make this really interesting kind of guard common room. And this last one is going to be the boss's core chambers or something like that. So let's bring all the rest of these components in. So we want some tables. Got this this little guy. It's like a little dice table. I'm gonna bring in a water barrel, and this is gonna be the boss's quarters. So he's got a bed, and I've got some treasure chests, of course. And we'll bring in some extra crates, and that should be all we need. So let's just start placing this stuff. And again, you know, just kind of thinking about the campaign, how you want to lay these out. These luckily just get laid out pretty quick. You see this one came in scaled a little funny. I think we just need to actually go like that. And maybe even scale that up just a little bit. Maybe these tables could go, just again, option clicking, option or alt clicking, just kind of scaling those up so they feel a little bit better in there. And that treasure chest is huge. Scale it down. That's a Command C or copy. Get another one of those in there. Get a lot of booty. Ooh. And then I don't know, something like this. So these chambers will be kind of hidden here in the back. Oh, I see I scaled it without hitting option, so it kind of made it go a little funny. And there we go. So that is just like I said, a real quick tutorial about how to get a dungeon to, you know, bring it to life. So again, we have the adventurers coming into this storage room. You know, they kind of have some options to go down this hall. Whatever they end up doing, they'll maybe run into some guard here. They have an option to sneak into this room and surprise the guards in the chamber here, or walk around and potentially fight their way down that corridor, and then, of course, fight a boss here and get some treasure. So. Again, just a real quick way to add some life. The link to this particular token set will be in the description, and I hope you enjoy.